Hello, IJ76 Ian here, and this is an unexpected live stream of AOR's F1 2018 Tier F9 on the PlayStation 4, round 6 of the championship. Monte Carlo. I should have been driving. You can see from the left hand side I've DNF'd, and that's because I've just crashed coming out of Anthony Nogues on lap, whatever it was, 5 or 6. Was sat reasonably comfortably in 10th, I think, after getting slightly screwed over in qualifying. But I won't go on about that here. And as you can see, the safety car's been brought out. Now, in a few minutes, it took me to sort out my microphone and everything. I don't know whether that was my crash that caused the safety car, possibly, or another crash. But we can see we're on lap 7, and WJR is leading from his Renault teammate PPK. Nick, the championship leader, is in 3rd. Mr. Bain, Rama, F1 Scott Golf, Limaro. Jason, my teammate, High Ground, Chris, Mr. Robin, F1 Gatecrasher, King Fo Mikasa, Sean and Guy Hoyts. So this will be very interesting to see how this race pans out. It was always going to happen, basically, my crash, because I crashed lots of times in practice. The car felt okay and I just floored it too much, didn't short shift to 3rd when I wanted to, and just instantly put it in the wall. So I ran out of talent pretty quickly there. I was amazed I managed to finish 6th here last year in the first season that I did it. So, safety car is not in this lap, so we can go through the top few drivers. Let's ride on board with some. So this is WJR, and he is on, let's get the tyre details up. Tyre. Anyone stopped? So Nick's already stopped. So's Rama, F1 Scott Golf, Limaro, Jason High Ground. So I presume they did that under the safety car. I wasn't actually here to see that. So that puts Nick in a very good position. And Rama and F1 Scott Golf. They're potentially the top 3, depending if they have to make another stop. What tyres are they on? So Nick's on the Ultra Softs. Rama's on the Hyper Soft still. F1 Scott Golf. Okay, so a right mix of tyres, all 3 tyres being used. WJR is still on the tyres he started the race on. His PPK. Nick in 3rd place on the Ultra Softs. In 4th place, Mr. Bain. Then Rama, F1 Scott Golf, Limaro. Jason, High Ground in the Toro Rosso, Chris in the Williams, who I was behind. I think I was slightly quicker. I got close to him going into the tunnel, but he was brave on the brakes, and I think he was putting the old fuel mix rich and ERS up high, so I didn't really have enough chance to get a clean move on him. Shame, that would have been a nice race to go through to the end on. Mr. Robin there, winner in Baku 2 races ago, is 11th. Then F1 Gatecrasher, King Fo Mikasa. Let's just get to the front in case the safety car's coming in. It is, so here we go. WJR will lead away, and we go off board now. The 2 Renaults lead up the hill to Massenet and through the Casino Square. Oh, and WJR's... oh no, that was... it looked like he planted it in the wall, but that must have been a glitch. He certainly hasn't done that. But his teammate, PPK, is all over the back of him. Here he is. Nick is 3rd. If Nick is sensible, he'll let these 2 battle, because he's already made his first stop. Don't know whether he'll be able to go to the end. I doubt he will on the Ultra Softs, so there's still something to play for here. So through the tunnel and out the other side come the leaders. WJR, PPK. WJR locks up, so does PPK. Mr. Robin, not Mr. Robin, Nick there. Oh, and Limaro, I think, has gone wide. He has. Limaro having to rejoin. He's lost a couple of spots, I think, there, down to 7th. Back at the front, though, the 2 Renaults lead through Raskas, out of Anthony Nogues. That's exactly where I lost it there. This time the Renault driver holds on to it. And let's see where the close battles are. There's quite a few on the track, as you'd expect, just after the safety car. We're going to concentrate on this top 3, but we'll keep an eye on the gaps further down to see who is going to be looking to make a move. Just so difficult to overtake here. Really, it's about, unless you can get a really good exit through the tunnel and you're brave on the brakes, it's about waiting for the guy in front to make a mistake. And even then, he can make a mistake at a certain point of the track and there's just no room to get through. Qualifying is so vital. So these 3 look pretty evenly matched at the moment. Through the tunnel. Nick is pretty close to PPK. Is he close enough to make a move? He has a think about it. Doesn't make the move stick. And oh dear, there's a problem there. WJ has lost it. A 5-second stop-go penalty for Mr. Bain. So we've got a change in the lead there. Oh, what's going on here with the... Oh, this stream is going berserk. That Renault was parked. And now he's suddenly in the lead again. Oh, this is ridiculous glitching here. So, WJ is in the lead? Well, that definitely showed him in the wall at that point. I don't know. PPK second, Nick is third. Oh, there's been a change there. Oh, that's because Rama's come into the pits. Has he got wing damage? Rama comes out the pits. I don't know. Back to the leaders. And there's still 1, 2, 3. So unless I'm actually seeing things, and that didn't actually take place, the game is doing all sorts of strange things on this. Oh, Jason's been disqualified. He's ignored the drive-through penalties. It's a dreadful day for Red Bull. First I planted it in the wall, now Jason's out. We're not particularly high up in the championship, but even so. As Nick is going to get a good run here on PPK. Is he going to be brave down into the chicane? He's not. PPK's late on the brakes. Great helicopter shot this. 1, 2, 3. Down towards the back. Left-hander. Then through the fast swimming pool section. Down 2 gears to 4th. On the exit. And down to Rascasse. Whoa, the Williams... Sorry, the Renault's getting all close together there as Nick now is in prime position. We ride on ball with Nick. He's not quite close enough. PPK's got DRS, as has Nick. Whoa! And I might as well just ignore commentating this because the thing... Oh, WJ always lost connection temporarily there. I think that's what's going on with him. He's losing connection and coming back in. So, okay, I'm going to go on ball with PPK because I think he is actually a human driving it. WJ always there. It's just showing he's got really terrible connection. Oh dear, look, he's ghosting all over the place. And WJ always left the session. Well, I think for the sake of the race, that's good. So PPK will lead this race. And Nick, when he gets past the ghosted Renault, will be in second. So, looking at the tyre situations, both these guys are on ultra softs. But I believe that, yes, Nick has stopped once. PPK has not stopped at all. But Nick will be keen to get by if he's got another stop to make. And maybe if PPK's only got one stop to make, this could still be a genuine battle. Whoa, I thought the Renault was going to come into the pits then, but he hasn't. But here's Nick's chance. He's going to go around the outside into Sandoval. Is he? Oh, did they touch? They did slightly. They're going to go up the hill side by side. That's not going to work. No, the Renault's going to keep his foot in. And great battle. But PPK holds the position. Out of Casino Square. Whoa, Nick nearly lost it there completely. Incredible stuff. F1 Scott Golf is just under 3 seconds behind these two, but it's these two that are really battling at the moment for the win. Just saw a shot of F1 Scott Golf and Mercedes there, but we're concentrating on this battle for the lead, and Nick is sliding all over the place. It's quite exaggerated though on the off-board shot. It doesn't actually feel like you're sliding that much when you're in the car, I don't think. And he's all over the back of this Renault. He really wants to get by. Of course, he's on the same tyre compound, but on fresher tyres. It's good to watch these guys do it. Two of the best in this league. Whoa, look at them sliding all over the place. Again, that's slightly exaggerated, I think. So, again, DRS for Nick. as he crosses the line to start lap 14. F1 Scott Golf, though, is the quickest driver at the moment. These two, I think definitely Nick has been held up here, and F1 Scott Golf could shortly be joining this battle. He gained half a second or so on the leaders there. Just having a quick look down. King Fo Macassa's in the pits. That's why Rama appeared to move up, which he has. Back to the battle, though, with Nick. Surely no one's going to have a go into Mirabeau. Sorry, the Lowe's hairpin. Mirabeau's the previous corner. And into the tunnel again for the 15th time. And F1 Scott Golf, well, the gap's about the same. It's 2.4. Limaro's a further 3.8 seconds behind this, so the gaps are fairly big, other than this battle for the lead, and maybe Guy Hoyts is close to Sean. Whoa, through the swimming pool section they go. Absolutely nose to tail. Nick runs slightly wide in Raskas to try and get a tighter line out. But PPK has got good traction out of there, so the DRS, well, it's theoretically helpful, but it really doesn't get you alongside early enough into the braking zone. Again, did they nearly touch? This is getting really, really serious. Oh, I think there's a crash. Oh, and I've lost it. Yes. Oh, PPK has crashed with Nick. Now, it wasn't the greatest off-board shot when that happened, whether Nick left his tyre in there too much, but crashing up that hill was a bit unnecessary, to be honest. So PPK still going. F1 Scott Golf's taken over in second place, and now Lamaro will be chasing down the damaged Renault. So I don't want to apportion blame there, but there's no need for people to crash up that hill unless somebody lost it on their own and just went into the barrier. Fair enough. Lamaro's going to go through, so PPK will have to limp back to the pits. It's absolutely hopeless. There's no way he's going to try and carry on without changing his wing. I'm sure it's hopeless around the circuit. So Nick leads, the championship leader, the only guy to win, I believe, more than one race so far this season. Won last time out in Spain. Drifts the car out of Raskas into Antinogue as Rama's got a time penalty. I'm sure he won't be the only one to do that. So let's go back through the field where we wait for a top battle. There's a change there. That's PPK obviously coming into the pits. So let's go back to Rama, who is right with Mr. Robin. Mr. Robin in the Haas, winner in Baku. And Rama is going to go round the outside. He's going to try to. Mr. Robin's going to block him. He does. And this is where these two came a cropper before. WJ Orr has got fastest lap. So has he rejoined? Oh, slight damage there, I think. Come on, boys, play nicely, please. So Rama is the guy that's got some podiums this year, so he'll be hoping that he could still maybe get a podium. I'm sure there's going to be lots more changes of position as guys make mistakes, and there will be some more wing changes, I'm sure. Back to the battle for the last points. Playing position. Sean. Let's see if he goes through Casino Square at 30 miles an hour this time. No, he doesn't. That's at full speed. And Guy Hoyts is right on his tail. So this is the closest battle other than Rama and Mr. Robin. So we go on the helicopter shot of these two coming down to the back. And so Rama's on the Hypersofts and Mr. Robin's on the Super Soft. So two compounds different. So that partly explains why Rama is really quick. I think he's slightly quicker than Mr. Robin anyway overall. Brilliant shot this. And he'll be just looking to keep it neat and tidy out of here. Use the DRS, but I don't think he's close enough. You have to be right tucked into the gearbox at this point to have any hope of overtaking. And he doesn't do so. We've got yellow flags in Sector 2. Let's see what's going on there. Is it Sean? I think Sean had an incident. Difficult to tell. I don't think so. Further up, King Fo Macassa is all over the back of Guy Hoyts. Oh, let's go back to Rama because he's right there with Mr. Robin. So the leading five positions are set. Their gaps are between 4 and 6 seconds behind. Sean comes into the pits, so he's out of the points. But this is the closest battle on the track. Rama, is he going to make a late move? The braking zone is so short down there, you have to be really, really alongside him as you come to the braking zone. And behind, AOR, who I believe has rejoined. Has he? Is he an actual real player? His connection was pretty awful earlier. I think he's back for real. Okay, so that's good. Another driver back in the race. I'm not sure how that works out. I think if you've been an AR car for a period of time, I must check the rules, then you can't score points or you get a penalty. I'm not quite sure. But Rama has got the Renault filling his mirrors as PPK does the fastest lap. But this is where the battle is at the moment. Mr. Robbins 6th in the Haas. 7th place is Rama in the McLaren. 8th, AOR in the Renault. So the Renaults who were 1st and 2nd now find themselves 8th and 9th. Round the hairpin. Into the tunnel again. Lap 18. Still not even halfway through this race, and Rama is in the perfect position now. He's got alongside him. Surely he's got to make this move stick. He's up the inside, beautifully done, very clean, good driving from both of them. So Rama makes the move. He's up into the top 6. WJ will be looking to do the same. But again, he's... So part of it is him sliding, and part of it is, I'm sure, his connection. He's kind of jumping around all over the place. Look at that. Sort your internet out. I'm only joking. So I don't know whether he's going to finish the race or whether we're going to find him embedded into a building somewhere. So we've got yellow flags in sector 1 as we ride on board Chris, who's doing nicely there in 5th. Chris, that was who I was chasing. I could have been up there in 6th. Oh, it's so frustrating. Anyway, it's my own mistake. Another good shot here from this crane camera. And the gaps are all stringing out a little bit, so the closest back we've got is WJR. Oh, there's a Ferrari stuck there. Oh, that's F1 Gatecrasher doing a very nice job getting out of the way there. Losing a bunch of time, but doing a really respectful job. So fair play to him. Down in 13th place, unfortunately. But I think if he keeps running, he'll get a point. I'm sure that at least 3 guys will retire from this race. That's my prediction anyway. We'll see. Back to the front then, Nick. Let's ride on board with him for a bit and see how he takes this famous Monaco circuit. He's got a nice gap to F1 Scott Golf behind, about 5.5 seconds. You can see the top 3 all on ultra softs. And let's see. Yeah, and they've all stopped as well. So Chris is the only one in 5th. Okay, that's slightly reason why he's slightly high. I would have been, if I'd stayed on the road, would have been 6th because I too started on the super softs and was going to go to about lap 23, I think. So it gives the barrier plenty of space there, and he's coming up on a back marker. Let's see who that is. Guy Hoyts and Mercedes. I'm sure he'll get out of the way. It's difficult to know where to get out of the way. This is actually a perfect place for Nick to pass him, and he does. No problem there. Let's ride on board with some of the other guys. So F1 Scott Golf comes through Anthony Noakes. And so he had got the gap down to a few seconds before Nick managed to take care of those Renaults. So I think Nick is pulling away slightly. More yellow flags. Oh, something's happened. Yellow flags there, green flags now, so I don't know what happened there. Limaro in 3rd. Quick guy was just hoping for a podium. Oh, a 3-second time penalty for F1 Gatecrasher. I presume that's for corner cutting. As there's a change of position, and this is Rama who's coming into the pits. And he's going to go from the Hypersofts to the Ultrasofts. Sorry, I had to think there. Too many pinks and reds. Away he goes, slight delay. He's going to come out in 9th, I believe. So this race is quieting down somewhat, except for this battle with the 2 Renaults again going side by side. Oh, and WJR's connection is making him slide all over the place. This must be quite frustrating for PPK. Let's hope these teammates keep it clean. He's in prime position here. Is he going to make the move? No. WJOR runs really wide. PPK almost comes to a grinding halt. Let's hope these two keep it clean. And you can see... Oh, look at that. There's some damage there. Yeah, I take it back. You really need to sort your internet connection out, WJOR, because this can't be much fun for PPK. I think we need a PPK is faster than you radio call to WJOR in a moment. I could be doing a disservice and he's actually an AI car, but I don't think so. Normally you get an indication above. And he would be slower than this if he was. So this is a battle on the track for 6th. Renaults that were 1 and 2 after that earliest first safety car are now 6th and 7th. So a 3-second time penalty for Mo King Fo Makassa, who's nevertheless in 10th place. Still 13 runners, so the retirements, never mind that. PPK gets past WJOR as WJOR decides to jump. Oh dear, this is... Oh, and he's disappeared completely. Brilliant. Where is he now? There he is. So Rama's going to be coming up on him next. High Ground's got past Lamara, but that's because Lamara is in the pits. Coming out of the pits actually now. So he's moved on to the Super Soft, so he will definitely go to the end of the race. And if we have a look, the guys in front have all run 17 laps. So High Ground, I think, will have to make another stop, will he? Let's have a look at the stops. No, I wouldn't have thought he does necessarily. So Lamara might have a battle on his hands to get back on the podium. Or I might have called that wrong. So we are looking at Chris now in the Williams, 7th place. 2.2 seconds behind Rama. His teammate, Mr. Bain, is the latest guy to retire. So the other retirement, Salvo Filer, myself, IEJ, Danio, who was parked, I think, on the entry to the swimming pool. Don't know what happened to him. And Jason, who's disqualified. So not a lot going on here. So we're going to go back to the leader and maybe ride on board with him. And just see how he takes his circuit. 5th, 6th, 7th. Won't get up to 8th gear, I don't believe. No, he doesn't. Hard on the brakes, down to 2nd. No, down to 1st. Okay, maybe that's why I'm going wrong. Short shift up to 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Shift down to 5th. 6th through the swimming pool. Down 2 gears to 4th. Through the exit. They're down to 2nd gear. Will he go down to 1st? No, 2nd gear through Raskas. Another yellow flag somewhere. Anthony Nogues. And he completes lap 24. I must say this race is going a lot quicker than when that it would have been if I was driving it. I did a practice this morning on my own offline. And it seemed to go on forever. I crashed about 6 times. I had to keep doing replays. Instant flashbacks. So I knew that I probably wasn't going to last too long in this race. So, Nick leads F1 Scott Golf by a whopping 30 seconds now. F1 Scott Golf's come in and had a 2nd stop. Looking for any battles. And there are none at the moment. So this is classic Monaco. Always look forward to Monaco. But 9 times out of 10 it is quite boring. But it's still, I still find it captivating to watch because you know that something could happen at any moment. And there is occasionally the odd absolute classic. 1997 was pretty good. I think started in the rain, if I remember rightly. And there's been others since that have been really good as well. So Nick, it's really his race to lose. Another yellow flag somewhere. And in he comes. So Nick comes into the pits. for his second stop. So I was planning to do one stop, so you could do a 2 or 1 stop here. Some of the guys who stopped twice may have been because they've had to come in for a wing change, and some of it might have been planned. This certainly isn't for a wing change. So he should come out comfortably in the lead from F1 Scott Golf. Yep, nice clear track, perfect. So his only real enemy now, Nick, in terms of not winning this race, is a braking concentration, which is easy to do. It's a long race. PPK gets a 3-second time penalty, so the time penalties are racking up. So we're going to go down through the field and just have a look at everybody while we wait for a battle to develop. So F1 Scott Golf, I haven't got the results to hand. I should do, really. I don't think he's got a podium yet. He's in fact been improving quite a lot recently, so this will, I'm almost certain, going to be his best result of the season if he can keep it on the podium. High Ground is there in third. Now Lamaro, who came out of the pits, is definitely catching High Ground, so that's one to watch for. And again, for High Ground, this may be his best result of the season. We'll see in the Toro Rosso. So good mix of constructors. Then we've got Lamaro in the Ferrari, PPK in the Renault, Rama in the McLaren, Williams of Chris the 7th, Mr. Robin 8th. So the top 8 are 8 different constructors. So it's a shame it doesn't happen in the real F1. But these are the 2 Haas drivers going toe to toe. King Fo Mikasa, who's getting a new wheel for the next race, I believe, is very close to his teammate. And WJ Orr still there, sliding around, ghosting in and out of parts of the track. But he's still going. Fair play to him. Oh, it comes to a stop. Riding on board with King Fo Mikasa. But further up the front, the gaps are really close. So PPK is close right up on Lamaro. And Lamaro has suddenly gained a big chunk of time over High Ground. So I don't know if High Ground made a mistake there or not. But this is going to be a definite challenge for second place, I believe. Riding on board with Lamaro. Another yellow flag somewhere in Sector 2 and Sector 3. And meanwhile, we have lost F1 Gatecrasher. Sorry, that might have happened a while ago. And Guy Hoyt. So I said anyone that was surviving is likely to finish in the points. And that possibly could be the case. There's 11 runners so far. And my frustration at crashing out increases as I can see another points finish that could well have been. Anyway, back to the race. Yellow flags ahead. And they've gone in, so I'm not quite sure what that was for. Green flags there. So riding on board with Lamar in the Ferrari. High Ground in the Toro Rosso ahead. And this is possibly High Ground's most pressurised situation he's had so far this season. More yellow flags, this time Sector 1 and Sector 2. But PPK is as close to Lamaro as Lamaro is to High Ground. Nick still leads 13 seconds over F1 Scott Golf, who's got a comfortable 9.7 second lead over High Ground, but this is the battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th, and we're riding with the guy in 5th, PPK. Oh, Lamaro loses some wing, and PPK, if he's smart, will just hang back here, because Lamaro, that was a bit of wing off. I would say he possibly, can't really see with the halo there, possibly will try and hang in here and just get some points. As Guy Hoyts has left the session. So that's a shame because Lamaro is shaping up to have a go at High Ground. So good news for High Ground and potentially for PPK. So Lamaro will be understeering. Oh, as PPK goes into the barrier. Oh, he's struggling for grip. Someone else is going to lose it, surely. Surely if Sean keeps going, he's going to get a point at this rate. So, riding on board, look at this. 3rd, 4th and 5th. Right together. And look who's behind them as well. Rama is right there. So, Lamaro, I think, will have to stay out now. 10 laps to go. He'll think, I've got track position. If my car is not impossible to handle, he's only lost a bit of wing. It's impossible to know from outside how much this is affecting him. It will be making him slower, but will Lamaro be able to handle it and not crash more severely? Great battle. Rama is right there with them. So this is giving High Ground a potential opportunity to get away Oh, and Rama nearly goes into the back of PPK as the car's concertina up into the hairpin. Rama locks up. Through the tunnel again, lap 29. Nick leads F1 Scott Golf. High ground. This is the battle, though, for 4th, 5th and 6th at the moment. No one's going to make a move. Pretty respectful racing, I must say. That incident going up through up towards Casino Square aside, and I didn't get a good view to really apportion blame to that one, as all the Renault of PPK so nearly loses it, like Rosberg did in the Williams in 2008 in the wet race there. No sign of rain at the moment. Look, he's crawling all over the back of Lamara, who's definitely being delayed by his wing damage, as Rama nearly loses it into the pit lane, which is exactly what I did. Across the line, they've all got DRS pretty much on each other. Up the hill. High ground is just doing a sensible job keeping the gap to Lamaro if he can, but Lamaro's, even with that damage, is looking like he's catching high ground again. Look at this 4-car train. 3, 4, 5, 6. And the guy in 7th, oh, it was Chris, now Mr. Robin, will be secretly hoping these four could all crash into each other and he could end up on the podium. So Lamaro is right with high ground. Through the tunnel. Surely he's going to make the move now. He goes up the inside. Can he stop the car? Yeah, beautifully done. Lamaro's got a 3-second time penalty, though, because of slight bit of corner cutting. As the Renault comes up the outside of high ground, that's not going to work. And they're into the wall. WJ all there. Oh, and they've Rama's crashed. Oh, dear. Well, that was all a bit unnecessary. So Rama is out. High ground will continue to fight another day. Lamaro's got a 3-second time penalty. PPK is coming into the pit slowly. Well, make your mind up about what happened there, but you can't go side by side into the back. I'm not apportioning blame to either high ground or PPK there particularly, but you've got to go through their single file. Well, that was always going to happen. And then the latter crash of Rama, I think, is just a knock-on from that earlier incident to back. So PPK does at least survive, and he's going to rejoin actually in 4th place. So he's actually not lost out too badly in terms of positions, but that's a shame because that battle is now pretty much over with. As we look at high ground coming out, what a shame for him. On for a podium, down to 7th now in the Toro Rosso. WJ Orr's going to try and take 7th from him to compound his misery. Meanwhile, King Fo Mikasa and Mr. Robin, I joked about Mr. Robin maybe getting on the podium. Well, he's not there, but he's in 5th place. And Mo, if these two Haas drivers are sensible, they'll play the team game and bring this home for some excellent points for the American team in 5th and 6th. So there you go. When Sean overtakes Rama, who's retired, he will be in the points. So that'll be a top 10 finish for Sean if he can keep going. He's somewhere behind. So let's just re-evaluate where we are. Safety car. Right, we've got the safety car out now. Too much debris, I suspect. Probably to do with the Rama crash. So let's take stock. So Nick leads. Obviously his gap to F1 Scott Golf will disappear. So actually, for me, that makes it an exciting last few laps, because they will all be joined up again. So Nick leads. F1 Scott Golf will try and catch the safety car train, which I'm sure he will. He's in 2nd. Lamaro is 3rd. Can't see a lot of damage there, but I definitely saw some wing fly up. But maybe it's light yellow wing damage. 4th is PPK. 5th is Mr. Robin. 6th place is King Fo Mikasa. 7th is High Ground. WJ Orr is 8th. Chris is 9th. And then we've got Sean, who is showing 11th but will be 10th shortly when he's taken over the position where Rama was. So from my own selfish point of view, I'm frustrated that I didn't keep it together, because I could have got, well, I don't know, maybe edge of the top 6. I don't know where I would have ended up. I may have made other mistakes, but I have to say at the time I crashed, I wasn't particularly pushing. I just made a small mistake, too much throttle and into the wall, and that's what can happen. Thankfully it didn't affect anybody else. So we're on the safety car again. riding on board with WJ Orr. And while I am waiting for things to happen with the safety car, let's just go back to the leader so we can monitor the safety car. I'm going to pull up the results so far, so I could talk with a bit more sense. Oh, I hate this website. Right. Okay. Results. So the safety car normally stays out for at least 2 laps, if not more. So I don't think they'll be going in yet. So Nick leads the championship on 70 points from Lamar on 58. Mr. Robbins on 55 with Chris on 55. Then Carbon 53, he's not racing. And then a big gap to Ramo 36. Carbon is of course Waddles, I think. Is it? Yes. So in terms of F1 Scott Golf, I was speculating his best result. He's finished 14th, 12th, didn't start I believe, and then 7th and 4th. So he's been definitely getting a lot better. And this is going to leap him up a couple of positions again, if he can hold it together in second. So we're going to go through at least one more lap under the safety car. We'll cross the line, start lap 34. 10 drivers still running in this race. Sean is bottom of the pile in 18th place. 3 finishes outside the points and 2 DNFs. So again, he is going to be on for a points finish if he can keep this going. I would have enjoyed this safety car period because it's just a chance to just give your brain a bit of a rest. So when they restart, I'm going to be looking for Lamaro to maybe make a move on F1 Scott Golf. But for Nick and indeed for F1 Scott Golf, this is the worst possible scenario. They were settled very comfortably in first and second. Really, only this safety car was going to bring the field anywhere close to them. And now they're going to be under a lot of pressure for the last few laps. For Lamaro and PPK, it's a dream scenario. So they're going to restart at the end of this lap. Kingfo Macassa's got a 5-second stop-go penalty. So that's bad. Not just a 5-second penalty, but a stop-go penalty. So he's going to drop right down, especially with the field all bunched up under the safety car, as Nick will slow them down through Raskas. And then we'll floor it. DRS enable, which shouldn't be, straight after the safety car, so that's wrong. Anyway, that's what it says. Cross the line they go. Nick leads. F1 Scott Golf. Lamaro hasn't had a particularly good restart. He is some way back in third. PPK's fourth. Mr. Robin fifth. Kingfo Macassa is sixth. Not taking his stop-go at that point. Down to Mirabeau and then through to the Lowe's hairpin. I do think Lamaro might be suffering with that wing damage, because I would have expected him to be all over the back of F1 Scott Golf if he didn't. Well, I found last week in Spain that as soon as the safety car came in, the tyres suddenly obviously lost temperature and were terrible for me, certainly in Spain. Maybe I didn't warm them up enough. So some of these guys might be struggling with their tyres at this point. So Lamaro goes through the Nouveau chicane. We've got a battle for 6th place, high ground, only a few tenths behind Kingfo Macassa. Now if he saw that message, he should hang fire, because Kingfo Macassa will have to come in for a stop-go penalty in the next couple of laps. But on the other hand, high ground might be thinking, if I can get by this guy, I can start battling with the guys in front. So PPK is in fourth, but he looks like he is fancying a podium with Lamaro. So Lamaro, I think, has got damage and is going to just try and finish in third because he's dropped a long way behind F1 Scott Golf, who's, must admit, is keeping up quite well with Nick. Only a second behind him. I don't think he's going to be quick enough to challenge, but he's not doing too bad at all. Very good performance from him. Driver of the day for me, I think. Through the hairpin again, lap 36. So 3 laps at the end of this one. Fastest lap for Chris. So Mr. Robin is the only one impressively who's made just 1 stop so far. So a good clean race from him. So PPK in position. Namarro is too far in front, doesn't need to defend the inside line. PPK gets a really good exit, but again, no way through to the back, as we saw earlier with the Renault incident. This is the big battle on the track at the moment. High ground is really close to Mr. Robin as well. And WJ AOR is close to King Fo Mikasa. Now it's saying DRS is enabled. Maybe it said disabled before, I don't know. So, cross the line. F1 Scott Golf has got the gap down to under a second, so I'll keep an eye on that on the left-hand side, just to see if there's a potential change in the lead. But this is where I think the change for the leading positions is likely to come, if it will indeed come. So 3 laps to go. Lamaro, has he got into enough rhythm? Has he got this under control? I think it's going to be very difficult for PPK unless he does a dive bomb move into the Nouvelle chicane. I think it's going to be very difficult as there's a change there. King Fo Mikasa is passed by WJ AOR. The gap in the front 2 is still only just under a second. Meanwhile, PPK still at half a second behind Lamara, and that's half a second is not small enough gap to really have a move into the Nouvelle chicane. Now, F1 Scott Golf has perhaps made a small mistake there because the gap's gone out to 1.5 seconds. Lamara must have problems with this wing damage or his tyres, because he's dropped 7.5 seconds now behind F1 Scott Golf. High ground, oh, missed that one, is right with Mr. Robin. This is the battle for 5th. So Mr. Robin getting quite good points for the championship. Cross the line they go. 2 laps to go. So let's go back to the front. So Nick leads. Championship leader is about to win his 2nd race in succession. 3rd race, I think, of the season. F1 Scott Golf is going to get his 1st podium of the season. And then we've got Lamaro, who now seems to have that gap under control. He's now got it out to over a second. As high ground is super close to Mr. Robin. WJ AOR somehow is still in this race. In 7th. Again, still 10 runners. I hope all 10 finish. Remember that famous race in 1996 where I think 4 drivers actually finished. Though they did classify 6-point scorers, with Olivia Panis coming home in the Ligier. So, Nick's lead is at 2.5. Lamaro's got that under control, I think, 1.3. So let's go back to high ground. And WJ AOR riding on board with him. Now, I'm not prepared. I didn't think I'd be doing this, so I haven't got a notepad with me to... I've even attempted to work out what all these penalties mean. So the positions might change slightly at the end. So we're going to cross the line. In fact, Nick is already through Casino Square on his last lap. So this is going to be a very accomplished performance from Nick. And Lamaro's gap to PPK is now out to 2 seconds. So I think PPK has probably seen that opportunity's gone. So Lamaro, I think, will be pretty pleased, considering the scraps he got involved with there, that he's going to come home in 3rd place. Let's just quickly look at WJ AOR with high ground and Mr. Robin. That's a close battle, but I don't want to miss Nick coming across the line. Just keep an eye on those battles further back. Sean is still in the race in 10th place, but Nick is going to come through if he doesn't make a mistake at the last few corners. Down through to Raskas, a lot more open than it used to be. And then he's going to floor it out of Anthony Noakes, giving the barriers plenty of room. A great win. Nick in the Sauber crosses the line, wins the Monaco Grand Prix in F9. Brilliant performance. And F1 Scott Golf, fantastic for him. 2nd place, best result of the season. 1st podium. Really, really strong drive from him. 3-stop race as well for him. Lamar Rose crosses the line in 3rd. PPK will be 4th. Let's just see if there's any changes. Oh, PPK has gone right down. So he got penalty. So Mr. Robin is going to... Oh, and King Fo Mikasa didn't serve his stop-go penalty. So Nick wins. F1 Scott Golf 2nd. Lamaro 3rd is the podium. But Mr. Robin ends up 4th. High Ground got some compensation for the earlier incident, is 5th. And the 2 Renaults who were involved in pretty much all the action we saw are going to finish 6th and 7th. King Fo Mikasa's going to finish 8th. And Chris is 9th and Sean is 10th. Well, I quite enjoyed that actually. I like driving and I like commentating. Not particularly good at either. But I thought, as it's Monaco, as I crashed out earlier, I'd like to give the rest of the guys in F9 a chance to see some of the race from off board. So well done to Nick. I believe the next race will be Canada next weekend. Do I like Canada? I can't remember, to be honest with you. I'm pretty ornery at all the circuits, but hopefully at least I'll finish the race and get back in the points. So 2 of the guys going for the championship on the podium, and another guy gets his first podium. Thanks for watching. See you later.